gentlemen. It's Charlie Fibrosis, and just kind of woke up from a nap a few hours ago, and I'm just in a good mood in general, so I wanted to go ahead and take some time in my evening, and I want to do a little bit of streaming, just kind of chill with you guys and enjoy the evening together. Also, I wanted to show off at least a couple of cars that I had made recently that you will be seeing coming up pretty darn soon. So let me first go ahead and show off this. So one evening I took a little bit of time and I went ahead and looked back at the car that Ryan Blaney drove in the 2017 Darlington race. And I didn't realize it was the 21 Citgo car that Kyle Petty drove. Also, it's kind of a blend of things because Kyle Petty ran the car, Neil Bonnet ran the car, I know for a fact. A decent few drivers drove this scheme specifically, and they did change the scheme again, like only a few years later with Morgan Shepherd, but it's a cool paint scheme. So let me go ahead and pull that up. And here it is. This is, I think, from 1987, 1988, roughly. This is my own personal version of it. So this is what I'll be racing at Michigan on Saturday. I went ahead and changed out a few of the logos from the actual car, and there's a couple of things I didn't add just out of personal preference. But I think I spent about maybe 7 hours working on this base scheme alone. I consulted images from all over the place. Consulted images of diecast, consulted images of pictures on Google, consulted pictures of the actual race car on the track. And I have to say that this was probably the most exhausting paint scheme to make, but oh my, the reward is worth it. And it turned out actually really well. Let me pull up a Google image real quick. I'm just going to flip off the live game of Portable real fast, and let me pull up an actual car pic. 2017. There we go. This is probably the best photo that I can use because it's at least has good definition to it. So boop, and there we go. So this is the actual car. Let's flip through a couple of photos here. This is a much better high resolution picture of what the car actually looks like. And all things considered, even though that this is a slight variation just because it doesn't have the quick lane logo on the back, it looks, I like it. I really, really like it, and it was a labor of love and so much time dumped into this to make this car. Now, if you want to see the actual car, I can go ahead and pull it up right now. Let's just refresh the image, and there it is. The car is about as one-to-one as you can get in what I can do with the paint booth versus what is shown in real life. There are some like minor liberties that I did take on making it that doesn't make it 100% one-to-one, but it's so close. It's so close. So, and I think it works great. So, I really, really like this scheme, and it took me a good number of hours to make. And if you have any suggestions or so, like on what actually needs to be improved, if there's a way to make this better, by all means, I'm willing to listen. I have the base for it. I saved that as a separate file, but this is about as one-to-one as I can get with what I know in terms of how to make cars. So we're just going to take some time, and we're going to run some practice laps. I'm going to go ahead and close out a car viewer here. Let's close out a GIMP. And let's let's go ahead and close out of Google, and let's go ahead and get moving. Hello, Metal. Hope you're doing well, man. Just to let all you guys know, I have both for those who are Twitch viewers and those who are YouTube viewers. I can see what you type in the Restream chat, so if you have any questions on the Twitch side, I can answer them. Any questions on the YouTube side, I can look at those too. So it's combined. You guys can just chill out and talk. So yeah. So let me fill you in kind of what's going on with my life at least. Things are okay. Pulmonary function is a little bit down, but it's not the end of the world at least. I'm healthy. I'm in good spirits at least. So things are going well in that regard. I am very, very, very excited for OMRA this weekend. And ERL wraps up its season at this Saturday as well. It'll be a double header. So I'm beyond thrilled with what has gone on. I've had a lot of fun in OMRA. I've had a lot of fun, honestly, in NNSCRA's events as we loop our car around. So yeah, I've had a lot of fun in NNSCRA. I've had a lot of fun in OMRA. I've had a lot of fun in ERL. I don't see me winning a championship in any of these series, but my goals, at least for OMRA and NNSCRA, is to at least get into the chase. How far we go after getting into it is debatable, and we'll see how it goes. And then for ERL, both for the Winston Cup 98 series that I run, and then the ERL Super Speedway series that is run on Saturday, I don't see me winning the championship, so the best bet is just try and finish second and squeeze in and eat into as close to the championship lead as I can. Simple as that.
8, 7, 6, 0. One inside. Clear.
In regards to my health, real quick, just to go back to that real fast, pulmonary function is a little bit low, but it's salvageable. I've had some times of where I've really needed to sort some stuff out in my life, which I've taken a good amount of time today between resting and just trying to get myself on a routine.
Outside.
So, you know, I'm working on that, and I'm working to push forward with what I want to do. All of this takes time and all of this takes energy, but there's going to be a big turnaround in my life, and I'm working at it right now. Like, time is not going to pass me by unless I have anything to say about it. So I'm going to work off my tail to do what I can to get where I want to be, and hopefully in the end have a much healthier life in turn. So take better care of myself and make sure that, you know, I've got a life to live in my 70s and maybe 80s, and just living a very, very long life of health and joy and happiness. So.
37, 6, 6.
something about running cockpit view is like so fun just because of how realistic it feels for the most part.
Outside.
And in turn, not only just
Still up there. Still up there.
that, but the hint of danger too. Like I have to listen
Outside.
to make
Still up
sure
there.
that I
Still
hear
up
an
there.
engine.
Clear high. 37.
Listen to make sure that
0.
a car isn't coming to the outside of me. Plus, most of my vision on the right hand side is just not there. I have to look up into my mirrors. Well, mirror. There's only one that really works. But it also gives me like real-time visual one-to-one feedback on, oh hey, you're steering the wheel this much. You're giving it this much
Going
input.
outside at your door. Clear high. 37. 6. 6. 9.
Then I think we'll jump down into the pits and see our pit crew. This is my personal pit crew that I painted up, so. Oh,
Pit road speed 45. Eagle man member 35. 102nd gear. Don't speed. Do not speed here. Member 35. 102nd gear. One minute. 1. 8. 8. 3.
so there's my pit crew.
Okay, go, go, go.
Alright, I think I'm actually going to go ahead and jump out of the car. And we'll go ahead and jump into qualifying. And I think I want to do a short race. A little cold though, so give me just a moment.
Drivers, to your cars.
Alright, let's go ahead and restart qualifying, and let's get out on the racetrack. Also, one other thing that I think I'm going to do tomorrow, because I got a decent amount of time to work with. Excuse me. I know that this is a really popular series, and I want to do it again. I want to continue it. I've actually accumulated a decent amount of like continuing NASCAR stuff. I just need to see where I actually stopped, because I can't remember what was the last thing I recorded and what was the last thing that I did. But I plan on continuing my collection series just on NASCAR stuff and so, and I'm very, very excited to show you some of the new additions that I've got and to tell you about some of the new additions that are coming in. So, and took a little bump out of the wall there. Also, I think for the most part I'm probably done with Breath of the Wild. If I ever go back and I play a whole series again, it's probably going to be in the master mode. But in regards to just like general gameplay videos,
9.
I'm probably done. I'm probably gonna jump back over to Super Mario Odyssey and continue with that, because that got a decent amount of views, and that I certainly am interested in it. I like playing the game. But Breath of the Wild, I think I've done about everything I can with that game with that game specifically. I kind of want to do a link between worlds, because that's actually a really, really fun game. I think it's such a solid successor and a spiritual sequel, and also a bit of a remake to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I think it's that good of a game. So. Let's see something real quick. Each. Alt F, Control F. Alright. Green flag's about to come out.
Alright, man. I'll call the green there. Nice first shift. I'll walk in front of you. Go get him. Alright, man. Pace cars in. Get ready. Grind, grind, grind. Grind, grind, grind. Stay hot. Clear. Die. Next door. Clear low. 40. 2. 0. 8. 7.
Keep peeking my eyes in the mirror, kind of checking my my left rear window.
1. 6. 9.
Wondering if someone's gonna sneak up on the inside. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and let me know. If there's anything you want me to talk about, I can talk about that too. I think it's strange. The backstretch, I think turn 1's got the yellow line. Turn 3 and 4 has the white line.
38.
Though I understand why it exists. It's to
6.
keep the cars that are in pit lane from joining the racetrack until there's a safety clearing where the line transitions from white or yellow to white. Just interesting. Tire temps look good. I got Logano, and granted they're all AI controlled in this event. Carter Friesen is jumping to make some moves.
3. 6. Still there. Still there.
Yep, there goes Logano.
Clear. Outside. Still there.
Got him at the line.
They're high. 37. 6. 1. 3.
And you may be wondering, well, why am I just doing a practice race? Practice is practice. I tend to work a little bit better with AI cars or cars in general around me because it gives me a chance to like plan out different lines or actually be really, really careful when it comes to dealing with traffic. I don't like hitting people if I can avoid it. And I will say that based off of some of my races, and it's really just heat of the moment, but that competitive fire sometimes brings out the worst in me, so I figure I like to take at least some practice and have this time to be calm and collected. If I lose to an AI car, I lose to an AI car. It's not the end of the world. Just as it doesn't really matter in the long scheme of things of me losing out to a real person. It gives me, at least in times like this, to be a little bit more calm.
Seven. 7. 2. 4.
I can hear Logano like feathering the throttle. I can hear the engine like rev in, rev out. I can't remember if this is the track for, if it's Michigan 2012B or 2012, just regular 2012. It feels great. I don't know what you guys want to do in terms of like in regards to really having to drive it. I don't know, like, I'm driving around,
Still there?
I'm driving around the course with very little throttle deceleration. I get mostly flat-footed around the course when the tires wear in,
Clear.
but I still have to let out a tiny bit. But this is a really fast track, and it feels good. I think I've got, let's see here. Yeah, I've got my
7,
my background images set to medium,
1.
and I did have a little bit of artifacting earlier, but I think when I turned that down, it eliminated it. I've only had it happen like twice. So overall, it's really consistent. And in terms of the track, it feels like Michigan. It's fast. It's really, really fast. And I feel like I could drive it about anywhere. I don't typically like to drive the bottom. I don't typically like to race the top, but I'll go ahead and take a shot in the dark, and I'll give it a shot.
4, 0.
Just give me a couple of laps to kind of get the feel in for it. But yeah, track feels great. This is, in particular, in terms of like newer, more modern remakes of original tracks that came in the game, Michigan 2012 is like the smoothest feeling ever. I don't think I've ever had like a bad experience running this.
38, 6, 0, 9.
That's, yeah, just nip the wall. That's different from the Ren Dot DXG, isn't it?
Still there?
I don't like running the top. I really don't. I'm just not comfortable up there.
Clear.
I'm not used to that Larson lane.
Side. Stay high.
You can drive it just about anywhere, which is good.
Side. Still there? Still there?
Fair enough.
8, 7, 1, 1 inside.
I know it's not up against the wall, but it's the upper half of the track, so that counts for something. I don't have the skill to drive it like straight up against the wall like Kyle Larson would, but I lose my nerve more than anything else because the goal is to stay away from the wall. But yeah, in terms of how it feels, Schwall, it feels amazing. It feels butter smooth. I'll even look at the tire temps. Tire temps are not bad at all. About like sub 230 temperatures in the middle of the tire. Left front's probably the coolest, so. Okay. I'll keep that in mind and take care of that.
2, 3.
But yeah, the track,
Still there?
the mod, everything about this just feels right. I personally like it. I don't know what will exactly promote great racing in terms of a online setup, but in terms of what it is right now, it feels really good. And I think I've got realistic weather settings turned on, so. Oh yeah, I've got realistic weather turned on. So this track will I think it'll heat up, it'll cool, the wind will shift. I'm dealing with more variables than what we do on Saturday, so. And it still feels just amazing. Honestly, in terms of like all the races that we've run, I think Michigan, especially if it's going to be this, or at least a 2012 variant, this is one of the few tracks I actually have a lot of confidence in that I can do really good at. I keep constantly forgetting if we're running open or closed setups in this series, but no matter the case, like, I think I have a really good shot of winning. I don't like doing all the bonus stuff of like turning on steering assist and all the other junk, but if I can get some assistance in that regard, there is without a doubt, as long as I keep myself out of trouble, I could definitely win. If not win, then finish high enough that I lock myself into the chase. So, I'm really, really excited for Saturday, though. I was very happy last week when you guys decided to switch over from Bristol to Talladega, even though that I blew the engine, but that's on me. That's me being stupid. And in terms of speeds, we're hitting realistic speeds at about 200 right before you hit the corner, so. Granted, I myself am running it at ×1 just for realism, so I can't say that the tires will be this situation, in this feeling, running this way if we run ×2 or ×3, but in terms of it all, it feels smooth as can be. As we look at the field of the various cars that are in my personal OMRA pack, Carter Friesen and what would be Joey Murphy as Joey Logano, fighting out for second place. Good battle. And then there's just such a big breakaway between us and the cars fourth on back. Schwal, you're running back and forth, which is great. Robbie's fighting with Phil for fifth. Caleb Hoffman is 13 laps down, probably with an engine expired. There's something failing in the engine bay. Right now it's just a solid dominance between Ford and Chevy for the most part. I'm sure before too long we're going to end up. Henry's got an issue. This is how I want Saturday's race to go. Give me a good competition with Joey and a few other people, and let me lead most of the race, or lead all the race, and I'll be happy. Cross the line.
7, 5, 3, 8.
Lap times are mostly consistent. 37.x. About 2/10 slower. Not too bad. Now on lap 25, so. Some instances I'm just running fast, but I have no reason to push myself any harder. See, that time we picked up the hammer and just really went with it. I'd say the best way to describe this is the track is fast like Talladega, but buttery smooth. of the 1.5 to 2 mile racetracks that just have really good banking, really good cornering, really good everything.
604.
And you can drive it around wherever you want. Kind of like Texas in the Indy cars, or Michigan or California in the Indy cars. It just sticks. You don't really have to do anything to make the car run any better. It's already perfect.
Seven, six, eight, four.
Oh yeah, there's Caleb Hoffman right there.
37, 9, 8, 0.
Surprisingly, no yellows.
Seven, eight, five, one. Seven, eight, seven, six. Back. Clear low. One inside. Still there. Clear. 38, 2, 7, 5. Yes, sir.
on a Thursday night.
6, 8, 7, 9. Stay high. Clear. One inside. Still there. Exit door. Clear. Eight, 9, 2. Inside. Still there. Clear low. This time. 8, 0, 0, 2.
Yeah. I chopped him.
All the way to the line. Got a 5 Tell all them boys on the spot stand the same to go any second. Pit road's closed, pit road's closed. Both ends of this car are fucked up. The left part's pulled up. The pace car down the backstretch. Don't speed, do not speed here. Remember, 35, 102nd gear. 1, 6, 0, 6, 4. The pace card. In turn 3. Back it up 3. You gotta go to the back, pitch early. We gotta go tail end along the line. Come on, forward. The pace card. In turn 4. Pace card on the front stretch here. Leaders coming down pit road here.
This is going to be a lengthy pit stop. It's probably just covered so much speed that I have to.
Going a little easier with a little bit bigger arc, that way you're aimed a little bit better off. We gotta go tail end along the line. Okay, go, go, go. The pace card. In turn 1, pit road speed, 45. Eagle man member, 35, 102nd gear. Clear to the wall. We're all clear, go hard. Caution's out, caution's down. Stay behind, pace card. Stay behind. 7. You gotta go to the back. Stay behind. 8. You gotta go to the back. Stay behind. 33. You gotta go to the back. Stay behind. 56. You gotta go to the back. Stay behind. 3. You gotta go to the back. Stay behind. 33. You gotta go to the back. Stay behind. 56. You gotta go to the back. Pull over and let him go. Our main pit road will be open this time. Three, 14, 9, 0, 6,
That's why he's stamped on the back of his car.
Pit road speed 45. Angel man number 35, 102nd gear. The pace card on the front stretch here. See one to go right here. Remember, just get it stopped square where the sign is. 2 minutes 13 5 0 8. The pace card. In turn 1. The pace card. In turn 2. The hell happened now? If my wheel comes off and I hit the fence real hard, I get to whack every damn one of you. Okay, go, go, go. Stay behind. 15. Outside road. We gotta go tail end along the line. Slow down, Junior. We got the heat fender on it.
Alright, let's see what we can do in the last 34 laps. Looks like Rick Johnson's car has got an issue though.
Alright, man. I'll call the green there. Nice smooth shift, and I'll walk in front of you. Go get him.
So he's going into
Alright,
the
man. Take the
pits.
cars in. Get ready. Great, great, great. One minute. 50, 7, 6, 5, 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this car has no speed. Oh, 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 oh. Whoa! Okay, that's one thing to be worried about, is the possibility of rolling it.
Tail that. Keep digging. Caution's gonna be out. All the way to the line. Come on. All the way to the line. Caution's out. Caution's out. 1 minute. 7, 3, 7, 7. You got a wreck. Down the back stretch.
Without the back end, essentially a rear spoiler,
Pit road's closed.
the back end is so
Pit
loose.
road speed 45. Angel man number 35. 102nd gear. 45. 7, 0, 6. Our main pit road will be open this time.
Hey, Coy. I'm kind of surprised that you popped in here, man.
50,
I figured you were probably playing Fortnite.
3, 7, 1.
How is everyone doing tonight? Both to those watching on YouTube, to those watching on Twitch. Just how is everyone? You having a good night? You having a good day? Did you have a good day? You surrounded by family or friends or loved ones or just anyone? Or you happy? You're just happy where you are right now, you know? You having a good day all in all? You having a nice relaxing night as the sun rolls in and puts the day to a close? Looks like Henry Nova got some nose damage of some sort. We'll take a look at some of the replays after the race. Right now, the only reason why I know that I'm feeling warm is because I'm hungry. So I think after this race, I'm going to make something to eat.
One to go right here. We'll be on the inside. Stay behind. 93 on the inside road 2. 9, 2, 9, 1. the green there. Nice smooth shift. I'll walk in front of you. Go get him. All right, man. Pace cars in. Get ready. Great. Outside. 2. 2. 7. 0. 3. 1 outside at your door. Stay low there. 1 outside at your door. Nail that. Digging. Caution's gonna be out.
And that's
All
the
way
end
to
of my
line.
race.
All the way to line. What the hell happened now?
Well, let's go ahead and, since we really won't be able to finish, let's look at some of the replays. Ooh. I don't know if his tire blew or what, but Rick Johnson's car apparently had some issue. I think that might be it. His tire could have given out. Yep, something broke. Yeah, that was a bad wreck. So we see my doofy butt almost go flipping. Let's just see how close that was. And then somehow, the next lap, we get some type of a caution. Oh, wow. Let's see here. So Rick's down at the very bottom. There we go. Just fan out, going 4 wide. Ah, one car hit the wall and then everything else just kind of fell into place in the wreck. 15 got hood damage. 56 got hood damage. Let's take a look on board. Swing wide. That's unfortunate. 91, I think, got involved. Yep, 83 just ran out of room, and then not a lot of damage on the 91, but that's how John Poole got the back end damage. It's 15 ran out of time to react and just ran in the back of him.
Blowing up here.
Yep.
Paint card. Down the back stretch.
I'd say my race was over. Well, let's take a look and see how the rest of this race will go out. Here we go. Technically, that's a legal move by the 59 and the 2 to jump to the outside on a restart. Rick's getting split by the 47 and the 8. Down the backstretch they go, side by side. A solid battle for third position. Phil Parker's pushing the 47 forward. Grouping of Fords trying to get to the inside line, getting around the lap car of Rick Johnson. Yeah, I'm going to actually speed this up. I really am starting to feel really bad because my blood sugar is just crashing. So we'll go ahead and fast forward to the white flag lap. And we'll see what becomes of the finish. It's kind of freezing. Leads. I think this will actually be the checkered right here. Oh wow, Robbie's like lost his entire hood. Oh, that was the end of the race. 85 won it. Man, it really sucks we wrecked it, but hopefully it at least gives us a good idea of of how the track at least feels, which I feel it did. The track certainly feels good in grip, feels fast, and you have the potential of screwing up. So, alright guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to get something to eat so I don't pass out, but maybe we'll do another video a little bit later because I'm going to be up kind of late at least as I see it. So, alright guys, thank you all for watching. I'll see you again soon.